Picture this. You are in a coding interview for a data analytics company specializing in market research. They present you with a problem related to merging customer data from different sources. Merging customer data from different sources. Mm, your task is to write a program that merges two sets of customer data, each sorted. Wait, merge. Write a program that merges two sets of customer data, each sorted by customer ID into a single combined dataset, also sorted by customer ID into a single combined dataset, also sorted by customer ID. This mimics a common scenario in data analytics where information from different databases needs to be consolidated for analysis. I already know this is going to be hard. um, so given two integer arrays, customer data 1 and customer data 2, sorted in non-decreasing order based on customer ID, and two integers m and n representing the number of customer records in customer data 1 and customer data 2. Hold on, let me read that one more time. Given two integer arrays, data 1 and data 2, okay, customer data 1 and customer data 2, sorted in non-decreasing order based on customer ID. And two integers m and n representing the number of customer records. Customer records in customer data and data to respectively. Order based on customer ID and two integers m and n representing the number of customer records in number of customer in customer data 1 and customer data 2 respectively. Merge customer data 2 into customer data 1 to form a single array sorted in non-decreasing order. The final merged array should be stored inside customer data 1. To accommodate this, customer data 1 has a length of m plus n. Customer data 1 has a length of m plus n, where the first m elements denote the customer IDs that should be merged, and the last n elements are set to 0 and should be ignored. Customer data 2 has a length of n. Let us sneeze here. The input format: two sorted integer arrays, customer data 1 and customer data 2, and two integers m and n. The merged array for the output format, sorted in non-decreasing order, stored in customer data 1. Okay, so customer data 1. So we have an integer array 101, 104, 107, 0, 0, 0. M is the two integers representing the number of customer records. Okay, so this means that M is, okay, so M3 means that there are 3 customer records, customer data 2, N for 3 customer data records. And then the output is 101, here 102, 4, 5, 7, 8, which is the merge of both these integer arrays. The arrays being merged. Okay, yeah. 101, 104, 107, and 102, 105, 108. Simple number 2. Huh. Okay, so from what I understand, yeah. Let me see. What I understand here. What should I touch here? What should I say? What should I touch? Flowchart maybe, or I don't know. A diagram. No, it's I know there's a word here. It's always using. Yeah, let me just say coding process. No, let me say coding process. That's MD. Alright, and let me open that. Yeah, I got some questions. I'm not sure. I got some questions here. Let's see. All right, so let me see if I understand this. So I need some kind of like variable, right? To kind of to I don't know, like I need a place to hold or to help me monitor or to help me go through the integer arrays to sort them out. Like kind of like pass. I need to do like passes, right? And I think I probably do like let me say like pointers, right? If I use pointers, and I say like I, J, and K, right? Correct that again. Sorry, the auto correction here. The autocorrector. J and K. Right. If I use pointers, like variables, yeah. Let me say integer variables, right? Let me try to understand this. So this means that for customer, let me say customer data 1. So for customer data 1, we say 101, 104, 107, 0, Okay. See customer data 2. Uh, 102, 105, 108. Okay. How do I get this output here? The question. The final output here. Or final output here. So it's gonna be 102, 104, 105, 107, and 108. So this, let me see. I'm trying to understand here, because when I use the pointers, let me see. If I say, so we have index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in customer data 1, and we have 0, 1, 2 in customer data 2. So let's say for customer data 1, I'll have it point to index 2, right? And for J, variable J, I'll have it point to customer data 2, index 2, right? The element 2. We're gonna go to the 0, 1, 2. All right, so element 2, and okay, we're gonna point it to, let me just make sure I read that correctly. That's a length of m plus n. Yeah, m plus n. So the m plus n here would be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so K, 5, right? So that means, let me say your final. See here. So does that mean that, let me see here if this makes sense here, if the logic makes sense here. Okay, so pointer of index of the element 2, so that's 0, 1, 2, 107, right? So we compare 107 107 with, how do I say, how do I do this, how do I compare? Let me say the 107 with J, and J's 2012 108. 108. So 8 is greater than 107, is bigger, right? So let's bring it here, we pass it So yeah, we should pass it, I think. And then if I pass this, let me say, so the output would be something like this. Let me say,
okay, here's a station just for you.
sorry. Oh my goodness. Sorry, that was my speaker. Okay, yeah, so 101, 102. Hold on, let me clear this here. Let me make it proper. So the current customer data 1. Okay, so it would be like this, right? Customer data 1. Customer data 1. 104, 107, 0, 0, right? And 108. I'm just coming up with a thought process here, a coding process. I'm not trying to figure out if this makes sense, right? So 108, we passed 108 here. And so 107 is what? All right, so it's I. So this is I, this is J. So do this. Since we do I again equal to 2, J, however, becomes, we decrement it, right? It becomes 2 minus 1, and K becomes 5 minus 1, right? Because we're going down the elements. So again, we check the element 2 here is 0, 1, 2, 107. Okay, so we do 107 V. The V is just really to compare it against. So this 2 minus 1 is 1 now, so that means that, remember, this C, the I is pointing to, let me do it like this. It's pointing to customer data 1, right? And the J is pointing to customer data 2. All right. Okay, and so and K is the customer data 1 as well, like the merged customer data 1. So yeah. All right, so J 2 minus 1 is 1 now, so that will be 0, 1. What is that? 105. Okay, 105. So 107 is bigger, right? And then, so that means the new customer data 1 becomes 101, 104, 107, 0, right? And we go with 0, 1, 7, right? And since the point of I was bigger, it now becomes I2 minus 1, and J is 1, stays the same, and K is 4 minus 1, 4 minus 1. Right? Right? Because after we see if 107 is, after we confirm that 107 is bigger, the pointer k here, right, which points to the new, let me say like this, which points to the new customer data 1, customer data 1, yeah, pointed out. Yeah, so we point 108 to the element 5, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we point the element 4 to 107 to the index 4. And so that means we have now 107 here. And so we make this a 108, right? We point 107 to index 4, so it's 5 minus 1. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And as well here, let me point it here. Let me just try to understand if this makes sense. All right, I don't want to get lost, but I think this makes sense. You see here, customer data, the 7. Wait, I'm skipping here. So if okay, all right, yeah, this is good. So now, what do we check? We check I, which is 1 now, 2 minus 1. So I is 0, 1, 104. So 104 B. Let me just put here some space here. Space here. Alright, so I is 104 and J is 105. So 105 is bigger, and that means that we're gonna pass the new customer 1 let's say 101, we're gonna say 104, we're gonna say 107, and it goes to the K points to index 3, right? 0, 1, 2, so 3, 105. This becomes 107, 108. And right after this, since J, right, this is J, so J is bigger, so this becomes I as 1, and J is 1 minus 1 and k so on and so on. K is now 3, right? 3 minus 1. That's probably what I understood from here. And let's see if it follows the logic here. So now we have I is 1 still, 0, 1, 104, 104. Let's compare that. 104 B. So this is index 0 for J, and J is 102, which I is bigger. So this points K, which is now 2, points 104, right? Mind you that index, the customer data, the 104 is at index 1, but the pointer is now pointing it to index 2. So we're gonna do that. Let me see here. This makes sense. I really hope this makes sense. Let me see here. Customer data 1, and I'll say 101. Let me just space out here nice and properly. 101. So this becomes, can become 107. I'm just gonna say 0 for now, like a placeholder. I'm not sure I'm gonna place a placeholder here. And so 0, 1, 2, 104, and then wait. So 0, 1, 2, yeah. So 105 in index 3, 107 in index 4, and 108 in index 5. Right? It's going well. And so on and so on and so on and so on. I think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna work. And then same. So 104 is bigger. So I is bigger than J. And so now I becomes I minus 1. Is that 1? Yeah, 1. J is 0. So yeah, J is 0 now. And K is, K is what, 2? So now it's 2 minus 1. Minus 1. We're going to do customer data 1. And we're pointing so we pointed 104 to index 2. Right? And so now we wanna, okay, see now, so index I is 0 and J is 0, so that will be 101 to 102. That'll be 101 to 102. And clearly J is bigger. To 102. And let's point, so K is pointing 1, so that'll be 101, 102, 104, 105, 107, 108. And this looks like the final output to me. Let me see here. Yeah, it looks like the final output. Let me see here. Customer data 1, 101, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Okay. All right, so if that's the case, go ahead and create a whole project, whole new project, and say data merger. So new class, say data merger. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say public class. Let me just a little bit more here. Data merger. And let me create a public static here. And I'll say merge. All right. See if I understand you. M is for customer data 1, and so customer data 2, M plus N is for customer data 1. So the integer array of customer data data 1, and that one is integer M, right? So data 1 integer M, and I'll say another array here. I'll say customer data 2 integer N, right? So do this like this. Okay. So I'll say pointer I, right, is equal to customer data 1 is integer m minus 1, right? And I'll say integer, let me close this up here, integer j, that's n, okay, n minus 1, and I'll say integer k is equal to m plus n, right? M plus n minus 1. Let me add some comment here. I'm going to say, right, pointer last valid elements, right? Customer data 1. Okay. I'll say your and I'll say your like right. To last position. Just for the last position. Okay. It's not looking bad, right? Okay, and see the amount of steps here. I say a while here. Let's say a while. So while I is greater than or equal to 0 and j, right? J is greater than or equal to 0. Because what I'm doing is like, let's say, add some comments here later, and I'll say, we say like, let's compare, right? The current elements from both arrays, and we say if customer data 1, we have this here. If customer data 1 is greater than customer data 2, right? See, it's J, right? And this is I. Is that I? No, it looks like a 1. Hold on, let me. Alright, so I, right? And we're gonna say, what are we gonna say? We're gonna say, because we want to, like, let's say customer data 1. So customer data 1, and we're gonna say K, that's right, is equal to customer data 1, yeah, right? We say if I is greater than, we reduce I as well. Okay. So we're saying if, right, if current element of customer data, right, 1 is greater, right, let me do like a, let me say place, right, the current and position, right, position, and move I and K backward. Okay. Do, 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 do. I think this is better like this. I'm just do this. And put your closing tire, close this. Right. I think I can just really use an else here. We're gonna say the other side here. We're gonna say like, oh, did I do here? Alright, so we're gonna say, so else, right, place the current element say Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's the logic. Um, if we follow this process, right? And I could also probably do a closing loop here. Um, I can do like let me say, let me see, what should I say? What should I say? What should I say? What should I say here? Like I can do just to check, right? If there are any remaining elements. Customer data 2, right? If there are any remaining elements in customer data 2, right? Because I see it right here, or something. I don't know. I read something about has a length. Customer data 2 has a length of n. The last n elements are set to 0 and should be ignored. Yeah, we just right about that. Say, let me copy that to customer data 1, right? And I'll say, so while j is greater than equal to 0. Wait, is there something wrong here? Greater than or equal to. Okay, there we go. I'll say the customer data 1 say the customer data 2, right? That should be a typo. Let me fix that over here. And there we go. Let me compile this. I might go over this just to confirm, but it seems solid to me. Really, pretty solid. Yeah. So I think if we try to, let me see, test this, right? Let's test our things. Yeah. Let's test our data merger. Hold on. We go with this. And let me clear out everything. Yeah. Oops. What was that? Alright. I don't know what that was, but anyways. Okay. Alright, so we have our public class data merger test. What am I gonna test? I'm gonna test. Let me open it just to make sure. Okay. Let's do a public void. Let me. So I want to test here this outputs here to make sure we're actually getting it correctly, right? Let's say test example one. Example one. And I'll say integer array data one and pass out all this. Data 2, and for data 2, where's data 2? Okay, so let's say customer data. We are seeing customer data. We have data merger, right? And I'll say merge is the name object, and I'll say your data one. And we say clear and data two, right? Three, right? Yeah, that's 3 as well. And we can assert equals. This is an array though, but let's see. We can say we set at a new integer. Let me say array, right? And I'm gonna say 101, right? Because that's the output that we expect. 101, 102, 104, 105, 106. Oh. 104, 105, 107, 108. Okay. We have an area. Yeah, because okay, that's an integer array, right? Since it's an integer array, array. Oh, hold up. Let me see. Okay, let me. again. Assert array equal, right? Say integer okay, so we have no suitable method found for integer. Um, okay, so let me say, I'll figure out here. It's saying, let me try that. Actual and formal argument list differ in length. It's applicable. Mm, okay, see. Okay, hold on. Let me try to fix this like this. Should be data one. And there we go. Okay, perfect. It wasn't done. I don't know why. But yeah. Anyway, so we have then test, normal test, and let me do a public void, and we're gonna test example example 2. Okay, example 2 is pretty simple. That is integer. What is that? What is data 2 again? Oh, okay, so it's empty, right? So one, zero. Oh, that's not a 0. That is a 0. And we can assert we can assert array as well equal, say, dot a new integer let me say 103. Alright, for data 1. Okay. Let me do one more. say test it out. Void test. Let me just say a normal case for now. I'm gonna say integer data 1. So let's try like 1, 3, say 3, 3, 5. And I'll say integer data 2. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey man. We're gonna say 3 here. I'm gonna say 3 here. I might also try 7 later, or inputting 7 here, but yeah, maybe later. And let me just say, let me give like a bad, an incorrect output here. Let me say 1, 6, 5, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's save that. Okay, so our example 1 is working and our example 2 is working, so that means that our program, our code is good. Because if we run this, what we get here, we say array contents differ at index 1, expected 6 but was 2. Let's try to bring this over here. Alright, so at index 1, right, expected 2 but was expected 6 but was 2. Alright, so that means that 2 should come over here and 6 comes over here. And when we run that again, where's the normal case here? We get the error again, and then we say at index 2, which is 5, expected 5 but was 3. So we put 3 over here and 5 over here. I mean, I really know already what the output is. I'm just playing around here. At index 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Expected 6 but was 4, right? So 4 here, 6 here, and we save that, and let's run this one more time, and here we have it. So let's run everything here, and we have our test cases successfully running.